Welcome to NHL Hockey News Reports, and today we are talking about teams that have bad goaltending right now. Doesn't mean the team does not have good forwards or good defense. It might have incredible forwards or incredible defense, but the thing that they're lacking in is goaltending. And I have picked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams that could be a potential worry for the goaltending next year. First, starting off with the Detroit Red Wings here, Jimmy Howard, Bernier, and Kevin Pickard. They're all in the threes for the goals against average: 307, 316, and 360. Oh, of course, Jimmy Howard started off good, but petered off at the end. But this team, the Red Wings, are in a rebuild mode, so definitely, and of course that Howard is older, so he's not going to play as good as he used to bring the Red Wings always to the playoffs. But they're older, but this is a team that could use a prospect in goaltending definitely to really boost up their team. Moving on to the New Jersey Devils, we have Blackwood and we have Schneider. Blackwood had a 261 goals against average, played about a half a year, and then you have Schneider with 306, and he played about a half a year, basically also because Schneider was out for a while. They brought him down to the Burlington. Birmingham Devils there, the AHL of the Devils, to see what they could do and try to get him back to his usual, and because his injuries and all that, so they got him back, hopefully back next year, so he can play better. I do like Schneider a lot, one of my favorite goalies, but he's been injured lately, so that's been a little annoying to know when your favorite goalies have been injured. But Blackwood hopefully will become that goaltender they wanted him to become, and he's that number one / backup goaltender, kind of splitting the job with Schneider here, and see how good this will go. Moving on to the Carolina Hurricanes, and this one you're probably like, really? Maybe. To some of you, maybe not. Mrazek and Reimer. Of course, McElhinney is the one who signed with Tampa Bay Lightning after being with Carolina. Great run. Mrazek, I really don't have a problem with him. I think he's going to step back just a little, but not as much. Reimer, I'm a little concerned with 309 goals against average. That tells me that, I don't know, 3.09 goals against average. Had a horrible year in Florida. Hasn't really had the best year in Florida. They had the forwards, they had the defense, but do they have the goaltending? That's the question. It really depends on the goaltending. You can have the best forwards, you can have the best defense, but the goaltending doesn't hold up for you, you have a problem. So definitely, I'm looking confused here and see how Reimer does on that backup role. Moving on to now the Buffalo Sabres. Carter Hutton with 3.00 goals against average, and Elias Olmark with a 3.11 or 3.11 goals against average. Now the problem about that is both players on the goaltending here played really well in the beginning, and then they started to fall apart a little. Then they started to just, play sloppishly, and the whole team fell apart defense-wise, goaltending-wise. But the goaltending needs to be much better. They have a great forward group. They have a better defense group. So does that mean goaltending's better? That's my question. Is Hutton going to be that guy? He's always been a backup, okay? Last year he was first time being a number one goaltender. Can he do that? Or it's only for a section period of time. How about Allmark? Same thing. Can he be that guy? Moving on to the Ottawa Senators. Of course, we know this team has been or is in right now a rebuild mode. Anderson with 351 goals against average. Of course, he couldn't win for literally 2 months. Of course, I always liked Anderson, but of course the last 2 years hasn't been the best for him. And then you have Nielsen that got traded around the deadline for 290 goals against average, and before he was with the Canucks. But he had 290, wasn't that bad, as a backup goaltender. But Nielsen might be that goaltender over Anderson, we'll see. But Anderson's around 38 or something, or 37. Moving on to the Columbus Blue Jackets, and this wasn't going to be here until this offseason. It wasn't ever in this discussion for a couple years, but now it is. Corpusano with a 295 goals against average, and McCuttins with a 244 goals against average. Of course, that was in the minors. Never played an NHL game ever yet. Losing Bobrovsky to the Panthers, that gonna hurt a little. Goaltending, that's the problem. That's what it's on here. Is Corpusano gonna be that guy who takes over Bobrovsky's job? Most likely not. McCuttins, he's gonna be that rookie, so he's gonna really learn. But he's gonna be taking over Bobrovsky's job like last year? Probably not. You know what I mean? So I think that these two goaltenders gonna kind of split. Basically, time. But the forwards are there, the defense is there. But is the goaltending there? That's the question. Moving on to the Islanders. This was here last year, but now it's still here. Because Varlamov for 287 goals against average, Greiss for 227 goals against average. And you're probably looking at this like, yeah, look at the numbers and what's the problem? Varlamov, he gets hurt a lot, so what happens there? Leno left to go to the Blackhawks for a 1-year deal instead of 2 years that the Islanders gave him. So they gave it to Varlamov instead. And then they have Greiss for 227 goals against average. Last year he had a fantastic year. The 17-18 season, the year after that, he had a horrific year. So does this mean that, Greiss will have a great year or not? That's the question. That's why I have it on here. And Varlamov, does he stay healthy at all? And can he be good enough to play for the Islanders? That's the whole thing. So, if Leno was still here, I don't think I have a problem. And Greiss is going to turn like 34 pretty soon. So, that's another thing. And he's a UFA at the end of the year. So that's another thing you got to put out there. Move on to the Oilers now. And we have Mikko Koskinen with a 293 goals against average, and Smith with a 273 goals against average. The thing, I am not worried about Mike Smith. Of course, he's like 38 now. He's going to be good backup goaltender / number one goaltender, kind of be there for them. He's not going to be number one like he used to be in Arizona and all of them. But I think that Smith will play pretty good. I would definitely say I could see some good stuff from him. But we'll have to see about that. What happens there, we have to see. Now, Koskinen, is he going to be that guy? I don't know why they signed him for a $4 million contract, like literally for 3 more years. I don't understand that. But whatever. We have to see how that goes. I don't think the goaltending here is good enough. Then I'm talking about Koskinen. Mike Smith, I think he's going to be pretty good at backup goaltending. Moving on to the Calgary Flames, they have Riddick and they have Talbot. Riddick had a 261 goals against average, did not play in the playoffs. It was Mike Smith over Riddick. Mike Smith played absolutely fantastic in the Calgary playoffs, definitely, but the team did not, help out at all. And then Talbot had a 336 goals against average, horrific year last year with the Oilers and the Flyers combined. Of course, he only played with the Flyers for like 1 game, so it doesn't really count. But, what are you going to do? He's going to have to prove himself to be that goaltender he usually is. Well, to show if he can show what he used to be in 16 and 17 season. Or a good backup goaltender like he was at the Rangers. Moving on to the Kings. Jonathan Quick with 338 goals against average, and Campbell with 229 goals against average. I would not think that Quick in the beginning of the year would be on a 38 goals against average, because look how good he did against the Vegas series in 17-18 season, the 18 playoffs. If, he was letting very little goals in. He was one of the best players in the playoffs. But the team just couldn't score. That was the thing. If they could score, maybe they would be able to win over Vegas. But nope. We'll see what happens there. Now let's move on to the last but not least, the Winnipeg Jets. Now this one's on here. Probably maybe Hellebuck will have a bounce back season. But Hellebuck with 290 goals against average, and Bruce Bowl with a 252 goals against average. Hellebuck didn't have a good as a year like he did in the 17-18 season. Outstanding year then. That's why he got the $6 million. But 290 goals against average really doesn't show me that he deserves $6 million. Bruce Bowl even played better than him. He was taking over games over Hellebuck, what Hellebuck used to do in 17-18 season. Hellebuck used to take over Steve Mason's games, and then now Boussoir's taking over Hellebuck's games. So Hellebuck needs to get himself back to where he used to be, and Boussoir has been a really good backup goaltender, definitely, and really underrated. And I see some good stuff from him, definitely. So thank you for watching this NHL News Report. Like the video, do the bell, comment, share, and I will see you in the next video. And let's get to 150 subs. We're at 120. Let's get there. See you next video. Bye.